I wanted to share a story that stayed with me that I feel like reflects the generation gap. My name is Mary Sheila Ganella. I'm a board certified holistic nutritionist and Ayurvedic educator. And this is a story about Caroline. And when I first met her, she was in her mid 70s. Her husband had recently passed away, and for the first time, she knew she needed to take full ownership of her health. Caroline was a successful entrepreneur, a true go-getter. She's amazing. But she was also carrying 3 autoimmune diagnoses and extra weight that made her feel miserable. She knew something had to change. She found me through Dr. Wall's referral site and had also started seeing a young functional medicine doctor. He was vibrant, he was fit, and he was full of energy. But when she expressed her frustration about how to eat more vegetables and protein, his advice was simple. Just throw all your veggies in a blender, drink them in a smoothie, and call it a day. Now, smoothies can be fine, but I feel like there's a big disconnect there. Caroline did not grow up in the world of Vitamixes, of nutrition podcasts, or even accessible nutrition education. Her generation, right, and even, my generation a while back, was told to trust the USDA food pyramid, to drink milk for strong bones, and to avoid fat like it's the plague. And doctors, they weren't trained in nutrition, and food labels were, and still are, designed more to market than to educate. So when this doctor gave her advice that assumed decades of nutrition literacy, she really felt unseen, and it was frustrating for her. She wasn't ignorant. She had tried diets. She had lost weight. She had regained the weight. She had done her research. But what she needed wasn't another hack. She really needed to relearn, or maybe learn for the first time in a sense, really how to eat for health in a way that was delicious, nourishing, sustainable, and really for her unique situation going on after decades and decades of misinformation and trial and error. So we started with the basics, what a balanced breakfast really looks like, especially with autoimmunity, why movement and sleep are non-negotiable, and how cooking at home shifts the quality of your food dramatically, right? Like learning to cook and prepare food versus always outsourcing our food. We focus not just on food, but on habits, circadian habits, and pleasure, because food should taste good, right? That smoothie sounded horrible to me. That's why I was like, I would never do that. And here's the best part too. So fast forward to today, Caroline has lost 40 pounds. Her autoimmune conditions are in remission. She is not having symptoms. She recently told me that she feels better at 76 than she did at 65. And she told me this on her birthday, which was exciting. She's cooking favorite meals that she loves. She saves her favorite podcast for her daily walk, so that exercise becomes something she really looks forward to. That's a good hack. So this is the generation gap that I want to talk about, right? Because many of us, especially those in midlife, we never learned nutrition in school. I don't know if they're still teaching it, but it's more accessible than ever. And our doctors never learned it either, right? And still it's not huge in the curriculum, but it's gotten better. We were given flawed guidelines, told sugar was harmless, and sold a low-fat lie. It's no wonder so many people feel confused and overwhelmed today. This reminds me of another client who I recently worked with who had just come off of a GLP-1 medication for weight loss. And she was on it for about 5 months. And she lost about 20 pounds, but she decided to come off of it because of the side effects she was having. And she was told by her doctor, you are going to gain weight now that you're off of it. So she felt kind of at a loss, right? And when she came to see me, I said, well, that's a belief. I'm not sure that I share that belief with your doctor. Let's see what we could do to make sure that you don't regain the weight back and you continue losing weight if that's what your goal is. So I asked her what she normally eats for breakfast, and she couldn't really answer that question. She was like, well, sometimes I have this, sometimes I skip it, and my daughter brought me a pastry the other day. Sometimes I do this, and then she had the same answer for lunch. And I said, okay, well, if that's your plan, I think you might follow that doctor's advice or belief, and you probably will gain back your weight. But if you have a plan with regular meals, right, then that is where you will succeed. And it's not going to be overnight, it's going to take time, and it's going to become a lifestyle, and it's going to become a way of life and a maintenance plan of eating healthy but delicious, right? And choosing movement and choosing lights out at a decent time, right? It's the whole picture. So I guess what I'm saying is it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to create vitality. Your body is always giving you the signals. It's telling you when it's time to do things differently. And Caroline is living proof. You owe it to yourself to take the next step in learning what your body truly needs to thrive. And I just want you to know that I am including myself in this statement. I am not immune to continuing to learn, continuing to grow, continuing to remind myself of my daily habits and rhythms and choices that I'm making every day, and continuing to take time to get in my kitchen and cook, or put on my shoes and go out for a walk, or lift weights, or whatever it is, right? It's this continuous process. Thank you for watching, and if this sounds like something you would like, I invite you to grab my answer guide. It will connect us together, and then you will be the first to know when my Vitality Club 2.0 opens back up for registration. So jump in there, no obligation, learn more about other hacks and things that you can do to support optimal health as we age, and more stories like Caroline to inspire you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.